the world of science, truth is sought through theories, observations, and mathematical equations. Yet, when we turn to quantum physics, things begin to look less like straightforward science and more like something out of a mystical revelation. If recent developments in quantum theory hold true, our understanding of reality might be entirely mistaken. Not only do we live in a universe that defies traditional notions of space, time, and causation, but the very fabric of our perceived world could be an illusion, a construct shaped by our own consciousness. How did we reach such a startling conclusion? Let's dive in. Albert Einstein famously rejected the idea of randomness in the universe, asserting that God does not play dice. For him, reality was supposed to be predictable and orderly, with physical laws governing everything in a clear, causal way. But as science drilled deeper into the mysteries of the subatomic realm, a disturbing reality began to emerge. The universe may not be locally real. In simple terms, this means events in one area of the universe could, almost magically, influence things light years away. There's no apparent bridge or medium carrying information across this vast distance. This phenomenon, called quantum non-locality, raises more questions than it answers. Could it be that the structure of reality is far more intricate, connected, and perhaps even conscious than we could have imagined? Quantum physics is often regarded as a cutting-edge field in modern science. Yet, some of its strangest revelations seem to echo teachings that have existed for centuries in ancient spiritual traditions. For millennia, cultures around the world have described the universe as interconnected, bound together by a web of energy, spirit, or consciousness. The teachings of Eastern philosophies, indigenous wisdom, and esoteric traditions all point to an interconnected cosmos, one where every action resonates universally. This idea, that everything is connected, isn't merely poetic but may actually reflect the fundamental structure of our universe. Quantum mechanics seems to indicate that particles remain entangled over vast distances as if they share a mysterious bond, an invisible force linking them across space. This connection hints that what we perceive as isolated objects may be part of a larger, unified whole. The implications of quantum non-locality challenge the classic view of separation between objects. If particles that exist in different corners of the universe are inextricably linked, what does that say about us and our place in this vast cosmos? From a spiritual perspective, such interconnection has always suggested a profound oneness, an idea shared by various belief systems, including Buddhism, Hinduism, and even modern New Thought movements. These philosophies argue that consciousness, or the mind, exists within a larger, universal consciousness. This means that the distinctions we see, including those between ourselves and others, might be illusions. If quantum physics is correct, our thoughts, emotions, and actions could have a far-reaching impact on the universe, influencing the fabric of reality itself. Another quantum phenomenon, the observer effect, reveals an even stranger side of reality. At the subatomic level, particles exist in a state of potentiality, neither here nor there, both wave and particle, existing only as probabilities. The moment we observe these particles, they decide on a particular state. This implies that the universe is not set in stone, but is shaped, in part, by observation. For centuries, spiritual traditions have similarly emphasized the creative power of consciousness. Philosophers like William Walker Atkinson and movements like New Thought suggest that our beliefs and intentions hold the power to shape reality. To them, consciousness is an active force, able to manifest desires, create situations, and alter experiences. The observer effect may then be more than just a quirk of quantum mechanics. It could signify our role as creators in the universe. It suggests that our attention and focus play a significant part in defining what becomes real. In this way, the quantum universe doesn't just passively exist around us, it actively engages with us. If observation alters reality, we must wonder, how much power does consciousness have? Could our perception of the world be just as malleable, shaped by our thoughts, emotions, and desires? This perspective blurs the line between science and mysticism. Many spiritual practices emphasize this belief. The mind is not merely a tool to perceive reality, but a force to shape it. Through intention, visualization, and meditation, countless traditions believe we can actively participate in creating our lives. Thomas Troward, a philosopher who explored consciousness and spirituality, believed the mind is connected to a universal mind, and aligning with this higher mind allows us to tap into infinite possibilities. Modern science may be catching up to what spiritual teachings have suggested for centuries, that consciousness itself might be the key to unlocking a deeper, interconnected reality. If consciousness is indeed at the core of the universe, then we're more than just passive observers. We are active participants in a shared living universe. Quantum entanglement raises another mind-bending possibility. Time and space may not be as rigid as we once thought. When two particles are entangled, they interact instantly, regardless of distance. This phenomenon seems to bypass the classic limitations of space and time, as though the particles exist in a shared, quantum field where distance holds no meaning. Spiritual practices have long proposed that time is an illusion, a mere construct of the mind. In mystical states of meditation or deep spiritual practice, many report a sensation of transcending time, stepping into an eternal now. Neville Goddard, an influential teacher in the New Thought movement, suggested that we can bend time and bring future events into the present by focusing on them with intent. In quantum mechanics, the laws governing particles suggest a similar disregard for our standard time-space limits. It's as though time and space are flexible, tools for navigating physical reality, rather than barriers to consciousness. One of quantum physics' most famous revelations is the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. According to this theory, the exact position and speed of a particle cannot be known simultaneously. The more precisely we measure one, the more uncertain the other becomes. This principle highlights an essential truth about the quantum world. There are limits to what we can measure and control. This notion of uncertainty echoes spiritual traditions that regard mystery as an intrinsic part of the universe. Ralph Waldo Emerson, a philosopher who delved into spirituality, proposed that there is an order beyond human comprehension. Accepting the universe's unknowable aspects can lead us to a place of harmony and understanding, rather than frustration. In embracing the mystery, we free ourselves from the constant need for control and find wisdom in the unknown. Science and spirituality converge here, offering a perspective that not only acknowledges uncertainty, but reveres it as a gateway to growth. If we are interconnected, then our individual actions, thoughts, and intentions have consequences far beyond ourselves. This unity demands that we rethink not only our relationship with the universe, but also with each other. This view is not merely philosophical. In quantum physics, the idea of a unified field implies that the universe is a vast, interconnected web. Every part of it, from subatomic particles to galaxies, is part of a whole that responds to our interactions. In spiritual traditions, this energy field is often seen as the source of healing, balance, and harmony. Meditation, prayer, and practices like Reiki are all methods believed to tap into this field. When we act with intention, we may be influencing this field, which then resonates across the universe. Such a perspective elevates the importance of our thoughts, beliefs, and choices, suggesting that each of us wields a subtle but powerful influence over the reality we inhabit. If the universe responds to our consciousness, if our focus shapes reality, and if time and space are more flexible than we thought, then we may be more powerful than we've ever realized. This idea is both thrilling and humbling. It means we are co-creators in a dynamic, living universe, and our minds are tools not only for perception, but for creation. Imagine what might change in your life if you saw every thought, every intention, as a seed planted in the vast field of reality. We may find ourselves less bound by fear and limitation, and more empowered to explore the possibilities within and around us. This perspective does not separate us from the universe. It integrates us into it, making us an intrinsic part of an unfolding, interconnected reality. Both quantum physics and spirituality extend an invitation to see beyond the apparent, to embrace mystery, and to recognize the power of consciousness. These fields of thought suggest that the universe is not a passive backdrop, but an intricate web of existence responding to our engagement with it. This understanding calls us to a deeper awareness, one where we recognize that our actions ripple through this unified field, shaping reality itself. Every intention, every thought, has the power to influence the world around us. If we approach life with this perspective, we may discover that we are not mere inhabitants of the universe, but active participants, co-creators, in a vast, boundless mystery. In this mysterious, interconnected cosmos, perhaps our greatest task is not to uncover every answer, but to explore our own role within the grand design. Are you ready to take that journey?